So today, guys, in this video, I just want to reflect on 2019 and say thank you to a handful of people. Let's get into it. So what is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. My name's Ray. I'm a guitar player here on YouTube, and 2019 is officially over tomorrow. So 2019 was awesome for me. It was awesome for our channel, man. I had a lot of great collabs, met a lot of awesome people, not only that are fellow YouTubers and content creators, but also people that are just big heavy hitters in the industry, which I'll get to in a second. But man, just what a great year, a very challenging year on a personal note, which I'll talk about as well. But all in all, I just want this video to be a little bit informal and just sit back and think of what 2019 was for me, and then going forward, what's going to happen in 2020. So real quick, I do have to say a shameless plug for me. I created a Facebook page, Stay Metal Ray Channel, at Stay Metal Ray Channel. If you're on Facebook, hit me up there. That's where you'll find my face more often on Facebook. I'm going to be pushing a lot more content on there. So if you want to go ahead and follow me on Facebook, the link is down below. I really appreciate it. So first and foremost, I want to thank my lovely fiance, Ileana. She is very camera shy and she is yet to be on this channel. You've heard her in the background sporadically, but she's never been on camera. She's very shy, but she's been nothing but amazing to me and let me live out my passion, and that is my own music, my own personal music with Luna Muerta, as well as doing the collabs, as well as the gear demos, as well as going out to other parts of the area to collab with people and, you know, do interviews and things like that. She's just awesome, as well as the fact that I've had 3 surgeries and I'm pending a 4th surgery at the time of filming this video. I have had 3 in as many months, and I got one more, at least one more coming up on my elbow. And yeah, she's just been great, and she's always been there for me to take care of me, support me, and has never once given me a hard time about anything about my musical journey. Always been supportive of me, and I sincerely appreciate you. So thank you so much, Ileana, and you know, I love you very much. Second off, I want to thank all my patrons. Now, whether you've been a past patron, you're a current patron, or you're a patron in the future, I love you all the same. Thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. Again, my passion, what I love to do. You know, whatever you contribute to the channel goes right back into the channel. You know, for example, if I need to get new batteries, if I need to get a new camera lens because mine breaks or mine wears out, or I want to upgrade it, like this one, I wanted to upgrade. All the money that I took with my Patreon page, I paid for this lens that you're looking at right now, this very wide lens. That was your guys' purchase. I didn't want to get that for myself. I wanted to get it for our channel because I've said it since day one. This is our channel, and so anytime you invest, whether it's for lessons, music theory lessons, guitar lessons, the bi-monthly G words that I can't say because Patreon will flag it. You guys know what I'm talking about, you patrons. But yeah, just if you give to this channel, it goes right back into this channel, and I do not take you for granted. So thank you so much to all my patrons. So now my channel started out in 2019 with just over 3,000 subs, and at the time of filming this video, we are just about halfway to 16K. We're like 15 and change, and you know, it's been an awesome ride, and there's been a couple people, a couple collabs, a couple opportunities that happened this year to help me get to where I am now. I'm certainly not any sort of big time name, but I feel like I'm the everyday man, and I'm certainly getting to do a lot more cool stuff. And it's because of these certain individuals as well as you watching at home. So first off, I want to thank the Tone King. He invited me to his house in April. We did a nice live stream. It was a lot of fun. Tone King out of central northern New Jersey. 100K, Tone King. Congrats on 100K subs, dude. Much deserved. You've been doing it much longer than I've been doing it. You've been doing it since I was in 8th grade back in 2005, 2006. So yeah, I mean, just you've been killing it, man. So I appreciate you. I appreciate your hospitality. It was a lot of fun. So thank you to the Tone King. Next, I want to thank my 3 favorite YouTube musicians that I had the honor of collaborating with this year. That is Fernando, Rufus, Mann, and Nicky Tedesco. Thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome musicians. If you guys have not checked out their channel, link will be down below in the description of this video. Head on over to their channels. Tell them Ray sent you. Phenomenal musicians, and we always got stuff lined up for 2020. We got a lot more collabs coming up, so thank you to all 3 of you guys. All right, so now I want to thank this one individual. My channel gained some traction in about midsummer, about June, July area during the whole Gibson and Dean dispute, where Gibson started to sue certain individual guitar identities and brands, and you know, just the big time corporate people were going after other corporate people. And you know, I just want to thank Evan Rubenstein for reaching out to me, sending me the Dean V Stealth that is just out of frame right over there. And then, you know, my channel did so well from that, and it was really humbling that I was the one person that he decided to send a guitar to. I mean, he could have sent it to anybody, like he said in the interview that we had to do, or that we did. I'll get to that in a second. We did an interview this past December, and he said it himself, you know, he could have sent it to anybody, but the fact that he picked me, I'm forever grateful. I do not take it for granted. And it was really cool that we got to stay in touch, and then we met in person this past December. He invited me down to Armadillo Enterprises, where Dean Guitars is located, for their AAA event, Armadillo All Access, I think that's what it's called, yeah. And we got to meet and hang out, and just what a phenomenal dude, and the whole entire Dean team. Absolutely killer people. Like I said before, we did an interview, Evan and I, in his office about the future of Dean Guitars for 2020 and 2021, as well as Luna Guitars and D-Drum, the other two companies that are under the Armadillo Enterprises umbrella. Anyway, just a huge thank you to the entire Dean team and Evan. I really appreciate all of you guys and girls. Thank you so much. Alright, so now I want to thank two individuals that I got to do a collab with that were kind of like dream collabs for me, bucket list collabs. No pun intended, buckethead bucket list. That was a bit of a stretch. Anyway, I want to thank AJ Good at the House of Masks. Now, for those of you who don't know who AJ Good is, he's a mask collector, Michael Myers, Slipknot, Buckethead, and a few others. But I love his channel just because he's very informational and educational in the whole Slipknot side of things, as well as Michael Myers. He invited me to do an introduction for one of his videos, and it was just, oh man, it was so much fun. I was forever ecstatic, and I always wanted to get on his channel. And we have some stuff as well planned coming for 2020. Thinking about doing some podcast stuff. He's a phenomenal musician. He's a drummer, and he's just a great dude. Very knowledgeable in music and, you know, the whole theatrical side of things. Like, he loves Wes Borland and, you know, etc. He loves Slipknot. Anyway, just AJ, if you're watching, dude, thank you so much for allowing me to come onto your channel, and I can't wait to do some cool stuff in 2020 with you. All right, the next person I want to thank now. This was a absolute honor and privilege to be able to do this, to be able to do Riff Wars on Riffs, Beards, and Gear. Thank you to Ryan Bruce. I really appreciate you, sir, inviting me to come onto your channel. And when he invited me, man, I was beyond ecstatic. I had my riffs. So he sent me his drums and his tracks. I had them back to him. I created 3 riffs from scratch, sent them back to him within 24 hours, maybe 36 at the most. But I was so ecstatic. He's like, take your time. You know, we'll plan it out, you know, think of some cool stuff, and we'll put it all together. And I was like ready to go, and I had it back to him, you know, the next day and a half. And it was just a lot of fun, man, to be able to go on to Riffs, Beards, and Gear, what is probably my favorite guitar channel. And just to be a guest on that channel was a dream come true. And Drag Thunder is going to be in Philadelphia in February. I'm going to be going there, and I hope Fluff and I will be able to have some time to sit down and talk, whether we film content or not. I just like to sit down and talk to him, just as a person and as a friend. I mean, it's pretty cool that I get to call Fluff a friend. So I thank you very much, sir. You're the man. Next, I want to thank Joe Balladeer at Balladeer Guitars, another person that invited me out to their place. Local dude, just outside of Philadelphia area, just about 30 minutes, depending on how the traffic is. He invited me to his shop, and Joe is just an awesome dude. We have a lot in common. Grew up in the same area, went into the same kind of school district area, just outside of Philadelphia. He's only a little bit older than I am, so it's kind of cool. And like within about 20 minutes, we realized that we're like kind of like, we have a lot in common. We kind of like clicked immediately. We kind of looked at each other like, yeah, we're kind of like on the same page with a lot of stuff. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, Joe's just a great dude. And Balladeer Guitars, man. Beautiful guitars, awesome guitars, man. Oh my god, they play so well. I love the Archetype and the Nightmare Burst that I have, as well as the Fission Drive. Man, just quality stuff. And again, much like everything that I'm saying, we have a lot of stuff planned in 2020, and I can't wait. I'm very, very ecstatic to be working either. I don't want to say too much, but I just I don't want to spoil anything, but just know I've got some ideas for Balladeer Guitars. Whether it happens or not, I don't know, but as you can see, I'm stumbling over my words because I'm very excited. And you know, I can't wait to hang out with Joe again. And you know, thank you so much, sir, to inviting me to your shop. I really appreciate you. And the last group of people I want to thank, it's pretty obvious. It happened in about July, August time, and then it continued into December. And I didn't want to make this video because cool things just kept happening to me, and I didn't want to miss out on certain individuals and events. But I want to thank Jim Root, Brad Clifford, Alex, the band's assistant, Slipknot. First and foremost, all 3 of you gentlemen were nothing but class acts. Jim invited me backstage to do a gear rundown of all his stuff, check out his new SIG, and you know, Jim and I became friends, and we started out as acquaintances, messaging back and forth, but then by the end of it, we became friends, and I've talked to Jim sporadically since then. But you know, just it's a dream come true to be able to see that stature of a band, and then just realize that there's actually just normal people running the show behind the scenes and on stage. I mean, Jim was nothing short of being an awesome host and an amazing person, as well as Brad, the guitar tech. I mean, Dean, my best friend, was using this camera, and you know, I'll tell that story in a second. But Brad, the guitar tech, was just so nice, man, and so open to let me. Like, I literally could have played any one of Jim's guitars, and like I didn't want to be that guy and being like playing all the stuff and like touching everything. I didn't want to overstep my welcome, but just know that Brad was just the kindest, nicest person to just let me see whatever I want and take pictures and hold, and just it was incredible, man. Just such an awesome experience. And you know, my video and my videos of that experience have done very, very well, and I'm forever thankful of Brad, of Jim, as well as Alex, the band's assistant, who hooked it all up, gave my best friend and I backstage passes, got us through security, escorted us to the area, etc. So just one of the coolest things I've ever done in my life, and I'm forever thankful. But the story with my friend, it's nothing crazy, it's just a funny little story. My best friend of 21 years was using this camera to film that interview, and he had never worked a DSLR in his entire life prior to that. And so it's just a funny, like, if I could take myself out of my own body, so to speak, not to get all weird, but if I could remove myself from the situation, just be like, you know, looking at it, it was just two best friends of 20 plus years who have never done anything like this, that are like running this dog and pony show, like with a little microphone, and my best friend never using a camera ever in his life. Meanwhile, there's like all these people with clipboards and headsets running around. I mean, like, behemoths back there with all their corpse paint on, like warming up, getting ready to go. It was like no joke, the real deal. And it was just really cool, man. An awesome experience that my best friend of 21 years, who's going to be my best man in my wedding, that was my gift to him, to say thank you for being my best man. Is like, you know, where we always wish we could have been when we were a little bit younger and kids. Like, you know, if I would have told us, a younger version of us, that we'd be doing that, we would have laughed, man. And it's just fun that we were able to stay friends for this long. And you know, he's going to be in my wedding, and it was just a very, very special moment for he and I. And I'll always cherish it. That's what I'm getting at. It was a lot of fun, man. So Dean, if you're watching, dude, thank you so much. Jim, Brad, Alex, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you. And so lastly, the last cool thing that happened was Mike, the co-founder of Powered by Omega, the amps that Mick Thompson is using, again, reached out to me about 3 weeks ago, and said, hey, I'd love to do a rig rundown via Skype, because they just had gotten off their South American leg of their tour, where they're down like in Mexico and stuff like that. So they just wrapped everything up for the holidays. And so Mike had some time off and reached out to me, and we did that awesome Skype interview. And again, just like, you know, my favorite band's guitar tech reached out to me and wants to talk to me about the things that we all love. And you know, I'm just one guy out of a million other people on the internet and in the world, and like, I don't take it for granted. And I'm so thankful that there's awesome people associated with my favorite band that are running the show, like I said, that see how passionate I am and how passionate we are, and see that I would love to do that and how I would love to share that information. It's so cool, man. That's all I'm trying to say. It just doesn't go unnoticed, and I'm forever thankful, and I'm extremely appreciative. So Mike, thank you so much, man. And it just so happens that Powered by Omega makes amazing amps. I mean, I had a subscriber, the video dropped today, but I had a subscriber give me his Omega Ampworks Iridium, which will be changed to the Granifier in 2020. It's the same amp, just a new name. Anyway, just so happens that Powered by Omega makes amazing amplifiers as well. So all in all, it's just a very cool experience. And Mike and I are going to be staying in touch. I mean, we pretty much talk almost every other day, you know, give or take. But just a great dude. And there's a lot of stuff coming with that company. I won't say anything. And I think, you know, I don't want to spoil anything, but just, I know Mike and I will most likely stay in touch, and more often than not, we'll continue to talk. And just, you know, again, it's pretty cool I can call Mike a friend. So Mike, thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate you. And my subscribers and the people that tune in really appreciate you. And lastly, I just want to thank everybody that has tuned in. Either you're an everyday, regular viewer, if you're a casual viewer, if you're just clicking on this video for the first time, or if you just watch, you know, once a month, once every 6 months, whatever it is, however you support my channel, I value you. I thank you so much. You guys are so much fun to interact with in the comments. I see your guys' names and faces all the time. You guys know who you are, and it's fun interacting with you guys, your usernames and your handles. I see your pictures. I know who you are. And although we've never met, more often than not, most likely we've not met yet, but it's just cool. I know who you guys are, and you guys have your funny personalities, and it's always fun to anticipate you guys being in the comments. So thank you everybody who tunes into my channel. So guys, like I said, I'm not a big giant channel. This isn't like an acceptance speech. This is just a great way for me to reflect on 2019, because it was very challenging for me in terms of my physical health, being operated on a whole bunch and getting all my old injuries cleared up and cleaned up. But at the same time, knowing that there's a lot of cool people in the industry and in the community that value what I do and what we do and what we're into, and you guys help me out. And so like, even when I'm like, you know, in an extreme amount of pain and like I'm recovering from surgery, you guys are there to pick me up and cheer me up. So I don't take you for granted. That's all I'm just trying to say for this video. It's not, like I said, I haven't done, you know, anything major. This isn't an acceptance speech. This isn't like an Oscar or a Grammy or anything like that. It's not what I'm trying to say. I just want to say thank you for an awesome year. I love you guys so much. And here's the 2020. I got a lot of great stuff planned, as you've heard me say a million times. 2020 is going to be a great year, and I just can't wait. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Have a safe, healthy, and happy new year. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next year. Later.